What I mean?
I thought you were going to be like really rude and really mean.
Why?
I thought I was scared of you as well.
Scared?
I didn't think so I wasn't scared of you, but I didn't think you'd be approachable.
Why?
I don't know, you just give off mean girl vibes.
I love going into dating now that you mentioned that.
Red flag. Different type. What's everyone's type? And then it's heartbreak.
What's everyone's type?
I don't think I have a type.
You have a type. Like, so if I'm with someone who constantly relies on my confidence and relies on me being strong, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm always the strong person.
Apparently, like having a kid's a full-time job. Like I don't have.
I'm not disputing that, but why can't it be a full-time job for both parents? Or why can't it be a full-time job for both mum and dad? Yeah, and I think that is a good point. Like, why is it always the woman has to be like the one that stays at home? Yeah, what if I want to like do baby time and chill?
Yeah. I think like maybe ask me in like 4 years' time when I have like 10 kids or something.
Oh.
Maybe popping them out
work.
in 4 years, 10 kids. Yeah, you're moving crazy.
Who knows?
The math ain't math.
No, but you can have the expectation. I've had girls have broken me apart. Oh no, girls can do guys dirty just as easy.
No, I'm not saying do dirty, but I feel like women. Is it fair to say women know how to deal with things better?
I don't know.
I agree with you 100%.
I don't.
Guys bury their feelings.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Unfiltered Podcast, where we take the eye out of unfiltered and put the emphasis directly on you. This is the one platform where we get to take down our filters and have raw, authentic and vulnerable conversations in regards to the challenges that we're all facing today. Now, if you're a fan of the unfiltered nature of this podcast and you want more of these conversations that I have on the show to be normalized, why don't you help me help you? To get more guests on and to have those difficult conversations in regards to the challenges we're all facing, I have to know what it is that you specifically want us to speak about. So if it isn't too much to ask, why don't you hit that subscribe button right now? And at the end of the episode, if it's been a hit for you, if it's hit home, why don't you leave a thumbs up and leave a cheeky review in regards to what specifically resonates with you. Now, with that all being said and done, let's get straight back into the episode. I'm just going to talk to you and you lot can introduce yourselves again.
Oh, I thought you said we don't introduce ourselves.
I don't introduce myself. I do. That's why I have the whole trailer now. Not been watching it? Wow. Behind the scenes, yeah? Everyone get this. Both of them. She's checking herself
I'm
out.
sorry, but I don't even reply to my friends. Like, what do you expect from me?
Unbelievable. They're out here trying to talk about introductions. Shit.
But do we get an intro
watch the podcast? All right. Ladies, how are we? This is so weird. I got to look at both of you. And she's just going to be looking at herself the whole goddamn show.
Yeah, but tell me when we're actually started.
He started.
Oh, okay, fine.
We are starting. Okay, cool. This is all going to be in the edit as well.
Okay, fine.
It's great bloopers.
It's good to get our personalities in. Yeah.
Do you lot want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Delari. I am an optometrist, single mum, and I'm a singer, I guess.
Singer.
You are a singer.
And yourself?
I'm Rav. I am a buyer for Harrods and co-founder of Saashi.London.
How are we all?
Yeah,
good. Thanks.
I'm feeling really good. We've been planning this for ages and it's just finally come into fruition. So,
because your diary wouldn't allow us to plan it.
I just said I'm a single mother.
Okay.
Yeah. And she replies very late.
I don't reply to anyone. If anyone is waiting for me to reply, just please be known that there's a community of you and I still love you and I'm sorry.
She is quite bad. Girls, what are we talking about today? You lot want to come back on Unfiltered. We're going to look into particular topics, but Rav, you had an agenda. What do you want to get into?
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I sent a list of everything I wanted to. Yeah, I think we should start with how we became friends, maybe. That would be a good place.
Yeah. It was through social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Because I was already following you.
Yeah. Was I following you?
I think so.
And what, like we weren't friends before social media? Is that what you're saying?
So we kind of just removed you for a second and we're talking about ourselves. I've known you since you were like running 18. Around Birmingham. With your first ever tattoo.
Yeah.
Why Birmingham?
We went to Birmingham.
Oh, uni, fine.
Did you not know any of this?
No.
I've known him since he was 18.
I knew you guys knew each other, but I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
Didn't ask.
I watched him grow.
Yeah.
We met at a meeting, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a meeting for. I was doing a catwalk at an event, and you were singing at the event.
Yeah. That's when I saw you in person.
Yeah.
But I had been following you. I feel like for quite a while because I really liked your outfits.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's really weird because you follow people and you almost feel like you know them.
Yeah.
Because you follow them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I thought you were going to be like really rude and really mean.
Why?
I thought I was scared of you as well.
Scared?
I didn't think so I wasn't scared of you, but I didn't think you'd be approachable.
Why?
I don't know, you just give off mean girl vibes. I love you, but
that is a big statement.
She's not a mean girl. She's literally the opposite. She's the opposite of that, but that's the vibe.
It's interesting though, because I don't mean to give off mean girl vibes. Like that isn't where. Like, obviously, I don't want to be perceived that way. So it's interesting that people do.
Yeah.
But
a few people have said it to you.
Yeah, no, a few people have said it to me. I think, is it because like I really care about how I wear, what I wear?
I think it's to do with the outfit, the makeup, the poses.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's what it like. Yeah. And then, to be fair, back then it wasn't loads about your personality. There wasn't loads of personality on your social media, was it?
I think I switched that in the last year.
Yeah, it was more like pictures and outfits and stuff like that. So I didn't really know anything about you.
Yeah, I think at the beginning I was really conscious about how much of my personal life I wanted to put out there, just because like it's a brand and I don't know how much you really want to put of your true self. But then I think I started getting, I don't know if it's feedback. People used to say, oh, like you're actually really nice in real life. And I was like, oh, what? What do you mean?
I thought you wouldn't be very approachable. But to be fair, the first time we met, I feel like you were quite quiet.
Yeah.
And I was more loud. And then after that...
I don't feel like I'm the loudest. I feel like you are louder
more loud,
than me.
yeah.
As a person, like you're... Do you
I'm
feel?
more, maybe I'm more extroverted.
She's a bigger personality.
I think your personality just sticks out in terms of... There's nothing wrong with it. It's very warming but empowering at the same time.
I think she's very self-assured.
Yeah, no, but the stuff she says, like, there's some boss energy about it. That's what I took from it. So when I first got introduced, I'm like, this actual softie, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel like I do have a really soft side, and I have like a different side as to what I show on social media. Now, I think in the last year, for sure, I've definitely decided like to show more of my family and like more of the things I love to do. But at the beginning, it really wasn't like that. And I feel like I have made the switch because people did perceive me in that way.
In a different way to what you actually are.
Yeah,
you're literally the opposite of what I initially thought.
Yeah.
If you were that way, we would never be friends, definitely. Yeah. And we're such good friends, but we're so opposite.
Yeah, we're literally opposite in most things, aren't we? Don't you think?
Yeah.
But I think our values align, which is why it works. And I feel like you're really authentic, which is
We're both very authentic. Like, we're very different, but we're both authentic in that, and we both respect each other's differences within like being authentic.
Yeah. What about other social media friends? Do you think I think where I wanted to get with this is, do you feel there's authenticity
in every social media friendship?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I've got people I say I follow and people I have been friends with that I'm possibly haven't really got time for now, or they don't have time the other way around.
I think there's a lot of fake friendships in social media,
and it's just like it's a content
to make content.
Yeah.
Like influencers befriend influencers to make more content, and then like 12 to 18 months down the line, there'll be a big fallout because they were never really friends.
I've got a lot of friends that I wouldn't even call my social media friends, but I kind of call them my Instagram friends because I met them through Instagram. But everybody that I'm friends with, I've been friends with for a long time, and that's not changed. Like, I've not actually fallen out with anybody, but I think that's because I'm still quite particular on who I choose to spend my time with. And I feel like there is this whole thing, like you said, about how people just become friends with people because of their following or because they want to create content. Like, for us, like, we never sit there and like, oh, let's create content.
We don't even create content. We have like no content together. We've got like maybe one video, 2 max.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes we're like, yeah, let's create it, and then we just don't even create it. I think, to answer your question, I think a lot of social media friendships, I don't know if fake's the right word.
I do think
artificial.
A lot of them, I think a lot of them are fake. I think fake is the right word, and I think a lot of them aren't fake. But the ones that are fake, they don't last that long. Like, you can't last longer than, I think, 12 to 18 months. I just don't think you can last longer than that if it's not a real friendship. Because if you're spending that much time with someone, they're going to give you the ick. They're going to annoy you.
Dilari, do you also think it's different because we're older?
100%.
Like, I think there's something about making friends in your 30s. So, like, there's this whole thing about, childhood friends, like, they should be your friends for life. But actually, if you actually deep it, there's something to be said about meeting friends in your 30s because you're sure about who you are, what you want, what you don't want in a friendship, what you can stand for, and all of that comes into it. And I feel like, yeah, I have loads of friends that I've grown up with. And actually, in a lot of respects now, like who I was when I was 21, 22 is so different to who I am now. And sometimes I feel like I still have love for all of those friends, but actually, like as you grow into who you actually are you as compatible with those people? Like, you know, there's people I've gone to school with since year 7 and like they're still very good friends of mine. But if I actually look at like what my interests are now, what I actually stand for now, is that the same as what
you did back then? No, you grow. So I feel like in a friendship, you either grow together or you will grow apart. But that doesn't mean there's any love lost.
Yeah, there's no love lost. But what I'm saying is that you're way more intentional when you're making friends in your 30s. That's what I feel.
I disagree.
And I agree with Rav because I feel like
I haven't got time to waste now. Like I won't just be friends with anyone.
And you've got a better like
understanding of character.
Yeah, but there's also like you got to think of it. You with some of your friends from whether or not you are still tight with them, the length of a relationship makes that much of a big difference. There's a reason why me and my boys, who I've known since the age of 3, are still like there by my side as someone I can always rely on and support.
Yeah, because you either grow together or you grow apart, and you grew together.
No, we didn't. That was the difference. We all went same primary school and after that, different secondary school.
No, I'm not talking
different
about
unis.
like growing up together. I'm talking about
like
mindset,
growing as people.
I would still say that we're all very, very different.
Yeah, but so are we. So we're very different, but we have respect for each other's differences. We have respect for each other's feelings. Like if you can stay friends with someone like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
If there is a respect in friendship.
Yeah, I also just think like there is a level of time and like trust. I get what you're saying, because you're saying the longer you know somebody, the more you can trust them and the more life experiences you've been through with them, together. But I feel like you and I have been through quite a lot.
In a short period of time.
In a short period of time, like what you've been through in the last year and what I've been through.
Doesn't that come to like your maturity then?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like who you meet in your 30s when you're so sure, like you're also like not tolerant. Like I just don't think I would just chill with anyone right now.
And you're not out there looking for friends. You don't want hundreds and hundreds of friends.
You want people that are going to like impact your life, or you're going to be able to empower, or they're going to be able to empower you. And you're not here looking for like thousands of friends.
Yeah, you just want
you're intentional.
A good friend.
So are we saying then that like everything social media then related? There is a big element of fakeness around it.
I feel like 100% generally.
Not everything, but there is an element of it.
Yeah, an element of it, but a lot more so in the younger generations.
Because you see it all the time, like they fall out and it's all over TikTok and all of that. Like even if you and I, we haven't had an argument, touch wood, but even if you and I had an argument, you would never know about it. No,
you would not post it online.
Like you wouldn't post it online.
Like, there's so much of our lives that we do not post online.
Yeah, I feel like everybody thinks they know you from your social media, but actually...
Like we have a personal life. We have things that are private to us that we talk about on the phone.
Like nobody would know what we've been through in the last 6 months.
No. And we don't have to share everything. Like I love sharing things online, but then sometimes I'm ready to share certain things. And sometimes I'm like, do you know what? This is for me right now.
Oh, fair. I get that.
You know what? It's not to say it's wrong that like the younger generation want to make social media friends and they're friends for like 12 to 18 months. Like that might be right for them in that moment at the end of the day. And like that might serve them for that time. But for me, if I'm going to be friends with somebody, it's with the intent that I'm going to be friends with them for life or for a long time.
And I think when you're younger, you do get lost in a world where you do want more friends and you do want to be popular. Like everyone goes through that phase.
That's a good point.
It's a lot easier to be misled and misguided when you're younger. I was misled and misguided so much. Like I can vouch for that you get to an age where you think you're grown and you think you know what you're doing, and then when you get 10 years older you're like, you were dumb. Like, you did not know what you were doing.
I also think like social media can be so positive. Like we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for social media. Ultimately, we are social media friends. We met through social media, and there's so many people, Hema from Organic Goals by Hema, Sook, the Hit Hustler, who are like friends I can actually like rely on and count on. And they were all through social media. And I think there is this like stigma around the fact that social media like friends are not real and like those friendships are not real, and it's like, well, actually they are.
I think it just comes down to that maturity
levels.
Because if you're someone who's possibly stuck in your ways for argument's sake, and soon as someone doesn't give you a bit of what you've always got from everyone, you're probably going to bug out, and this is why things all spoil out and it just looks pretty nasty and it doesn't last that long. Whereas I could be, I think, very real with you both and tell you straight up, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And be very real with you and get really personal with you, and it not be anything like it could come across as disrespectful, but you know where the place is coming from.
But that also comes to the age that we are, which actually makes me feel a little bit sad, because I feel like the younger generations have grown up so much faster than we grew up.
Yeah, 100%.
And they go through all these things, and they go through almost like these breakups in friendships and stuff. And it hits them quite hard because they put so much into it. Like, they're running in blind.
I don't know. I feel like the way we got brought up, albeit we've got I would say we've had it a much more harder way. Whereas I think now there's a little bit more education around like how to get through some of these things. There's a lot more conversations around it.
Now, though,
no, what I mean is, like, I've had loads of friendships fall apart or whatever. You have difficulties at university or whatever. But it's not all over the internet for everyone to watch.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing, though, with like influencers or like they feel the need to put it all, and then you have to look at why is that need? Like, why do you have that need to want to do that, or like broadcast it, or talk about it, or post memes about it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's,
that's what I think is them fake, because it's like, are you just doing it to get the viewers? Or...
I think it is. I think a part of it is to get the viewers, because like social media has become a big way to make money. Like, it can be like a career choice that you want now. And if you want to make it your career, like, you have to put all your time into it. You have to do TikTok lives every night or whatever to build up your following and get people on board with your lifestyle and whatever you're posting.
There needs to be an element of like excitement and drama, and maybe that's it.
I think so. There needs to be some drama. People want to like tag along. But I feel bad for that, because people's real feelings get hurt. Like, these people do get hurt. And then the whole world is watching them go through something. And it's just like, that's actually impacting a person. It's almost like in their generation, it's like
normal.
But it's normal. But this is what happens.
Yeah.
But how does that make those people feel? Like,
then you got like a nice new space for mental health being a lot more like at the forefront of a lot of these kids' minds now. So I suppose we never had that growing up. Like, if you ever were to talk about stuff, you just
there wasn't really a platform for it. Whereas now,
I never speak about anything. I just kept my mouth shut and just run with it. And then you look at it now. If these kids are going through something, look how accessible like therapy is.
I wonder what it's like nowadays for kids in terms of bullying, because mental health is spoken about so much.
Yeah.
Like, when we were young, I feel like bullying was just like normal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just almost like banter. But like now, it's I guess, is it seen as uncool? Like, do people call you out on it? I genuinely wonder.
I think it still happens. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like younger cousins and nephews and nieces, like if they're going through that shit right now, with everything being accessible where you can just take a video of it, watch it, put it on TikTok, get likes, comments, etc. If you look, let's say for instance, if we look at all like the riots and stuff that was going on, the amount of people that record stuff, someone was telling me that if you go to a concert now, the amount of people that are videoing the actual concert versus what used to happen 10, 20 years ago, never would happen. So everything's all accessible through your phone. So in terms of
like I said, like, there's good and bad to social media, and I feel like a lot of people focus on the bad now, but ultimately, like, we are friends because of social media.
Yeah, I think there's a really big scary side to social media, and the level of importance people of what ages
place on it.
That people place on social media, it's almost life-changing. Like, it's ruling your life. I don't feel like we're those people where it's that, like, I literally said to you on the phone the other day, like, I don't feel like when we hang out, social media is a big part of what we do. No. We'll take a few pictures. You'll probably take some pictures of the food, and then I'll be like, I better take some pictures of the food. Take some pictures of the food. and then
we don't.
Like, it's not a really.
We might
big
take like
part.
a few photos, and then there's like the rest of the meal and everything else.
Yeah, like, we went out for my birthday. Like, we literally just chatted, the five of us, around a table. Like it was not anything to do with social media. But I feel like other people prioritize it.
But if you look at it from a business perspective, like there's now a job around social media. Like people are actually hiring social media managers, people to take content consistently. So naturally, if you're getting paid for this, is your new job essentially, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's different though. Like I feel like we don't really fall into that category. Like social media isn't like I've got a brand like through social media, but my main income is my
separate.
Exactly.
Job.
But if
my main
saashi.london,
so I feel like if it was, then it might be different, and I might
different.
treat it differently. But I do also think like we're that generation that didn't really grow up with social media as such. So maybe it will never be that.
Depends. Like I'm doing it now. Everything I'm just posting, I'm trying to keep it very, very consistent with it being coaching related or podcast related. I don't really try and post anything about things I'm doing or fun times and stuff because it's now a platform where I don't want to, for business related stuff, I don't want to be posting stuff that has no relevance to someone who's going through something. That's what the page is all about right now. So I suppose like for you, for instance, whether it's singing or talking about your grief or being a single mum, if there was, I'm not saying if there was a business around it, but if there was something generating for it, that content needs to be consistent. So that's why you're probably seeing a lot of these people nowadays being as consistent as they can, just putting out the same shit.
I don't knock consistency for things like that. I just think the mindset around it can almost put you into like a little wormhole.
Of course.
And it literally, social media lifts people's anxiety so much.
Well, think about it. If, like, say, Instagram shut down for a day, like some people would be fucked without it.
Yeah, I think it's important not to be like so reliant on it, and that's like the point. Like, don't base your whole life.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I think for me, like at my age, and people that I look to hang out with and people that I do hang out with and be friends with, if someone is like obsessed with social media, it's almost a bit of like a turn off.
Yeah.
Again, like I can appreciate from a perspective where if it's your business,
that's different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you were if I consistently saw your stuff posting, I respect the hustle. I respect what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle if someone's trying to make a business from it or a start-up business or whatever. But like if someone's just obsessed with it for no reason, it's red flags for me.
Fair. Are we going into dating now that you mentioned that?
Red flag. Smoothly. I feel like we need to like cap it to like certain amount of time per topic. How many have we got to get through?
I don't even know.
Let's be honest, this one's going to be the big juicy one anyway.
Okay. Where are we starting?
Where do you want to start, Rav? You're leading this today. Dating.
No, I'm not leading it. You're the podcast host.
I know. I'm just here.
You're leading it.
I'm just sitting back.
Nice. Different type. What's everyone type? And then it's Heartbreak.
What's everyone's type?
What's everyone's
what's your type?
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think I have a type.
Oh,
you have a type. You've said it so many times.
What's my type?
List it.
Tall, dark, and handsome. Confident.
Dress well.
Got a sick list there or something.
You want someone who's like...
I think for me, like one of the biggest things is confidence.
Yeah.
And confidence doesn't mean like the loudest in the room, but just someone who is sure about themselves is like so important to me. Like sure about who you are and what you want. And if you're not confident, you're just not my type.
I'm gonna hit you back with that after. I'm gonna let you go first.
No, hit it back now. I need to know.
Because like I spoke about it on the 2 that I've done recently, and like it's something that some clients have said to me in the past, and it just gets me thinking. I'm like, you're looking for something serious.
Yeah.
The perfect guy for you might lack confidence to come and approach you for what he's seen on social media, as we've already addressed. Like you might be a bit scared, etc.
You've matched.
That's not his.
No.
That's not my type.
Wait. Let me land. But you're saying that from the jump, right? How's that worked out for you?
Huh?
Because how's it worked out for you if someone's been very confident from the jump, whereas someone who generally wants to get to know Rav might be a bit shy to begin with.
Genuinely want to get to know me.
No, but I'm trying to say, but from the jump though, right? If they don't give you that energy to begin with.
But like I said, like it's not energy in terms of like you don't have to be the loudest, but you just have to be sure about who you are.
Yeah, but they might be. But there's also a case of like it might require a little bit of push in the right direction. They need to feel a bit more comfortable where they can.
They need me to push them in the right direction.
Not necessarily, but you need to offer them a space where they can be vulnerable. No,
that comes later, but it's just not. I just
think she wouldn't be attracted to someone that.
But don't you think that
if
that's
you were scared
different?
to talk to me, I'd just be like, "What are you scared about?" Like,
no, but you don't know what they've gone through.
So I think that I understand what you're saying, and I feel like I'm the type of person that would be more receptive to something like that.
Fair.
But I just know that, you know, when some people get the ick of some things, like she would just be turned off by something like that.
All right, let me break it down for you. Let me flip the script. Let's say they've been through trauma for whatever reason. They're doing the work. Naturally, they're not in the best place where they can be as confident as they'd like to be, but they really want to get to know you. They're your type in terms of tall, dark, and handsome, etc. Are you going to give them the time of day?
I feel like I give everybody the time of day.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm a rude person. Like, if somebody approaches me, like, I'm good to talk to them. But
if they're not sure about themselves to begin with, though, they know who they can be, but respectfully, everything they've gone through, it's played a part. They're doing the work behind the scenes. They've already let you know about that.
I feel like
if they've let me know and all of that, then fine. But like, it's even if they get to that point, then
because then where's the chemistry? Like, there's something that, like, something like that is what gives her chemistry.
Like, that
gives her the spark, that confidence.
See, this is what when I speak to women, I'm just like, you need to possibly try and dial it back from a perspective where what might that person, that guy that you're speaking to, generally have gone through. So let's say, for an example, with yourself right now, what if he's lost his wife and he's now a father? He might feel a certain kind of way.
So I'm different. Like, I'm not like
exactly.
that.
But what I'm trying to say though is, like, if you don't dial it back and try and look at it from a perspective where, oh shit, like, I get it. There might be something there. There's definitely the person I want to be with.
Chemistry where you don't expect it.
It might come a little bit later, or you might have to reassure him that he's okay to actually be as confident as he like with you. Because he might be feeling shy.
I don't feel like I don't give people the time of day. So like, if then the chemistry was gonna, like, if somebody wasn't that confident and they approached me, well, firstly, would they approach me if they weren't confident? But if we were speaking,
but they swipe right and they've seen you on an app, and everyone's got a chat behind a phone. But it's different when they first meet you. They might feel like, oh shit, they've seen some of your videos and they know how kick-ass of a person you are, and they'd love to like show you that level. But generally, whatever they've gone through, the last person
but I feel like I
with,
give people a chance. So like, I would give them a chance, as in like talk to them, blah blah blah. But generally, like for me, confidence is like really attractive. So if someone's like knows what they want, are really sure, like that's what.
I agree to a certain extent, because I feel like I'm a very strong person and quite a confident person. So like, if I'm with someone who constantly relies on my confidence and relies on me being strong, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm always the strong person. Like, I want someone to be strong for me when I want to like lay my head on your shoulder.
And I feel like, I don't know if this is fair to say, but as a woman, you do want that. And I feel like that's what you want from a man, because I can look after myself, like I can do this, I can do that, but ultimately, like, as a woman, there is a need for that. Or is that fair to say? I don't know.
I agree that there is a need for that. But equally, like, speaking for myself, I know that I also bring that to the table. Like, I also am a support. I will be your rock. Like, I will be there if you need me. But you need to show up for me when I need you. And you need to show me that you're able to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I get that. I also feel like I've dialed into a lot of like men's mental health talks, and I've heard Stephen Bartlett talk about it, and I've done a lot of research into it. And like, when you see, this is taking a turn now, but when you see, like, say, what men generally go through, and I'll tell you, look, behind the scenes stuff like I've like gone through and things like that, like, it's not apparent to the naked eye, and so you will never know what possibly someone who's the perfect match for you is generally going through. Yeah. And I know what you lot are saying. You lot would love to have someone that you can rely on and stuff like that. I get that, but the flip side of it is that that person generally wants to be that. He wants to do all of these things for you. But initially from the jump...
Someone wanting to be strong for you and someone wanting to be there for you is not someone who can be strong for you and someone who can be there for you. They might be, but it's not guaranteed. And for someone like me,
but nothing's guaranteed
been through a whole shit.
I feel like with Dilari, she's been through like the worst thing.
But respectfully, nothing's guaranteed in life.
Yeah, so then
it's okay for her to then seek that.
I would literally be like, if someone turns around to me, I genuinely feel like if someone came to me and said, I really would like to be strong for you and I really would like to look after you, and I would believe them, and I think they would be telling the truth. But then 6 to 8 months down the line, if they can't do it...
Yeah. But then that doesn't mean like you give 6 to 8 months to actually see it. Like, you have to generally...
There's no time limit, but like,
no, but like,
it might expire.
So
I get both. Like, I get your point. You're like, somebody might be going through something and like you should give people a chance.
Yeah.
But I feel like the chance thing is like when you're dating, it is a little bit more difficult because it's kind of what you're going on when you're like seeing somebody and how they're acting like initially, right? Yeah. And initially it's difficult if you're in a situation where you're dating somebody. If you don't find that initial bit attractive, are you saying just stick it out? Like,
no, I'm not saying
you get
that.
What I'm saying? Like, how do you then get past that part? Like, I feel like I give everybody a chance. I don't know about everyone, but I would give a lot of people a chance.
I don't know. For me, I feel like I do need some chemistry.
Yeah, same. And like, if someone's like super shy sitting in front of you, like, I don't think you would even be like.
I'm not saying that.
The thing about me is I'm very easy to talk to. I'm very approachable. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't feel like, okay, I'm clearly not that approachable.
So I'm easy to talk to. I'm approachable and I'm friendly. So I can literally have such a nice conversation with so many people. Now that person opposite me might think, oh my God, I had such a good conversation with this person. I find it difficult to converse with people. And I've had a really free-flowing conversation with this girl. I'm really into her. Now for me, I have free-flowing conversations with everyone. I may not have felt a spark or any chemistry. I may have just been kind. So like, then I'm just... That's not going to mean that we're going to go on a date or we're going to go...
No, of course. What I'm trying to say, though, is like...
Are you saying give more people a chance?
Not give more people a chance. Give them... If you... As I said, like, obviously, you got to ensure they're on the same wavelength, right? So if someone says to you, I'm looking for a relationship, okay, cool, sweet. They're attractive, great, cool. One of the biggest problems I feel like both men and women have is that you don't offer that space for vulnerability, often on the offset. And so with people I speak to, you hear the conversations that they have, and I'm like, why haven't you asked him about like what he's really afraid of?
So
why haven't you got? I'm not saying you. I'm not even saying you. I'm saying generally though. If you offer that space and someone feels like
it's a good point. Like it's like kind of accelerating getting to know somebody if you can ask those questions on the onset. But I feel like most people that you sit in front of in a date are like scared anyway. Not scared, but like in a space of like being nervous and. Like, I don't know, if somebody asked me, what are you scared of? I'll probably be cool to answer it because, like, I'm, like, confident in myself. I'm self-assured. But if you're asking people that, like, might not... Like, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't be, like, cool with being that vulnerable straight away.
No, but, like, if I talk about it from my perspective, when I've gone on dates and I can see someone's a bit shy or a bit reserved, I'm like, what's up? Talk to me. What's going on? Why do you feel this way? Why are you overthinking? Do I look bothered right now? And it's just reassuring that you can be yourself right now. And that goes a long way. Whereas if you're the guy sitting on... I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you don't. I'm talking generally, though.
Yeah.
Some guys might be feeling, fuck, I need to put on this front. I need to be someone that I'm not. Just to win her over.
I agree with you because I think I try and be that person. If I'm speaking to a guy, whatever, I try and make them feel comfortable. Like, if I'm talking to them, I'll be completely me and completely normal. And, like... I can be goofy and I'll still be goofy. It's just like, this is chill. Like, you be yourself with me.
It's just it's an interesting space. I've realised since I've started being a bit more open-minded in regards to like why someone might be not necessarily bugging out, but like overthinking the situation. I need to dress a certain way. Relax, man. Just...
I do hear what you're saying, but I feel like for me personally, my situation is so different.
Yeah.
Where... if someone isn't strong enough to be in a relationship with me, like, I don't want to be wasting my time.
Yeah.
Well, I pride myself, like, I think I'm...
Like, it takes a certain type of person
to take...
be in a relationship with someone who's been through what I've been through.
Yeah.
I have a child. I've been through so much trauma and grief, and I'm a widow. Like, if you're not strong enough for it, then with, like, all due respect, like, please...
So what is it that you're looking for, then? What is it that you're looking for? Because it's like, let's say, for instance...
I'm not looking for
let's say... Okay. But hypothetically, someone in your shoes right now, there's a guy who's going to knock on the door. What is it that you are requiring from someone from the offset?
I'm looking for someone who is kind.
Yep.
Genuine.
Yep.
They have their life in order, as in, like, they've got the good mindset.
Yep.
Not a flop, basically.
Emotionally available?
Emotionally stable. Emotionally stable.
Self-aware?
I need someone who is emotionally stable because I am emotionally stable.
Yeah.
And I would like someone at my age, I'm 32 years old, I would like someone who is financially stable because I am also financially stable.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for something that I don't bring to the table.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that if you're asking for all of these things, you should be able to bring them.
I offer these things, yeah.
So let me ask you the question then. I've now gone from a position from being in a full-time job to now being self-employed and running it. Yeah. I'm going to invest everything into my business right now, hypothetically. Does that mean I can't attract someone who's on a salary that I was once on?
No.
But
like,
I feel
on the back end of what you lot have just said,
hardworking and ambitious.
no, but on the back end of what you lot
matters
just said, I might not be financially stable within the next 6 months because I'm
so
going
for
all
me,
in.
genuinely, if you were talking to me and you were telling me these things, I would want to know, like, obviously not on the first date, but I would want to know, are you doing it like sensibly?
Yeah.
Have you put your money into this sensibly
Fair.
or are you doing it like a child?
That's fair.
Because if you're doing it sensibly, I back you and I support you and I will help you make this happen.
Yeah.
Have you got a fallback?
Yeah.
I think men think that all women care about is like money and how much they earn and all of that. And like, with all due respect, like these days, most women make good money, can look after themselves.
Whoa. You'd be surprised the number of women that I have come across who have said they want to be in a position where they don't do anything anymore.
Yeah, but I couldn't think of anything worse. Like, I think I would always work. Even if I married a millionaire, I think, like, for me, I couldn't not work.
I could.
I couldn't. Like,
enjoy it.
I think I would probably, I might give up my 9 to 5, but I would probably, like, do my business full time, but I couldn't just do nothing, like, personally.
No, I feel like I could, but I'm in a different job to you. I could say I'm not working and still work 1 day a week and do a locum day.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, I think men think that women care so much about money, but I don't think I care about that. What I care about is, like,
the mindset.
Is he hardworking? Is he ambitious? Like, does he want to do well? Like, you know, I've been in a lot of relationships where I've, like, I don't know if it's fair to say, but, like, you know, I've been far more ambitious, been in a really good job, and they haven't at that point. But that's not mattered to me because, like, as long as they're working towards that, they're hardworking.
If you see that someone's
if you
actually
see that,
trying to do something,
that's what actually is like.
I'll literally be your ride or die. I'll be like, let's make it happen together. How can I help you achieve this? But then if you're not careful with your money, if you're not doing it sensibly and responsibly, then your mindset.
It's a bit of a that is the turn off then. Like,
that's
and
the
I
turn
think
off,
I think the women that do respectfully want to, like, do nothing and all of that, they do give the rest of us, like, a bit of a bad name because I'm sorry, not everyone thinks like that.
Respectfully, you meant
disrespectfully. Like, they give everybody, like, a bad name. Like, I don't know. These days, everybody works. Like, a lot of women have good jobs.
No, look, I disagree. I think you can be like. I would happily be that person that doesn't have a job and goes to yoga every day and Pilates and for lunch and whatever, but doesn't mean.
Well, and just let your man pay for everything. You're cool with that.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be like. I'm not gonna come into a relationship with. Let my man pay for anything. Hang on a minute. I would be married to this person. That would be our money. He's not paying for nothing. I'm keeping the house running, keeping the kids alive.
Yeah, I mean,
do you know that's a different mentality? Like, it's more of an old school one.
I get it. No, I get it as well. Like, I'm not going to
be blessed in a situation where I won't have to work. But if I do, I would enjoy it.
No, but
I just don't think I could personally not
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think it's commendable because how often do you find someone in life that loves their job so much that they want to do it every single day? I think you're in a very good place and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with what you said. But I love my job and whatever, and my job is so different that I can just do 1 day a fortnight or whatever. I would happily but
going back to the point of you wouldn't say no to the man doing everything, running things, and you being not necessarily a stay-at-home mum, but taking care of more of the, I suppose, personal stuff behind the scenes.
I reckon I'd have
there's like a level of independence in earning your own money.
I've just realised something. Before I had a baby, I said the same thing as you. I said exactly the same thing as you. And do you know what I used to say to Sham? I said to him, I'll go back to work and you stay at home with the baby. Because I loved work so much more than him.
You would have loved that.
So I think it's a mindset.
Yeah, maybe it's different. Maybe I've
not
not had children, so maybe like at that point I might turn massively maternal and be like, you know what, I'm look after my kids full time. But like I've got friends that don't work, and I've like my mum doesn't actually like have a full time job. She runs Saashi with me now, but there was a point where she felt like, in a sense, she didn't have a purpose. Like going to work was giving her like a purpose, something to do. And there was something in that. And that's why she came on board with Saashi, because she was like, I'm sitting here going mad. You overthink things. Do you know what I mean? And we're all like, us children are a lot older now. So she doesn't have that. And I think there is something to be said about having your own money and being independent. And I'm not saying that like, look, if I married a millionaire, I might give up my job at Harrods and do Saashi full time. But I just think personally, I would want to do something just because I would feel like I need a sense of purpose.
I'd have a side hustle. I wouldn't be like...
That's the bit. I don't know.
I don't know about you now.
I don't think you would.
I don't know about you. I think you might just be...
I think you might just chill.
I think you might just chill and go yoga.
Yeah, just chill.
I might start reformer Pilates.
No,
but like, you know what? Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a different mentality. Like I said, my mum doesn't work, so like that is what that is.
You respect it. I've got nothing wrong with people having that mindset.
Apparently, like having a kid's a full-time job. Like I don't have.
I'm not disputing that, but why can't it be a full-time job for both parents? Or why can't it be a full-time job for both mum and dad? Yeah, and I think that is a good point. Like, why is it always the woman has to be like the one that stays at home? Yeah, what if I want to like do baby time and chill?
Yeah, and it's actually frowned upon.
I think not anymore.
It is. It's still frowned upon.
Yeah, in East London.
Wow.
I'm from Essex. Thank you very much.
You're in East London. What are you on about?
I just think it's wild.
You can stay at home and go yoga every day and look after.
I don't know. I think I'd find that very unattractive in a person.
I feel like a lot of men find that unattractive.
So I feel like I would only be that person if we were making like money.
No, but still, like, regardless.
There's a lifestyle that I would like to achieve. Like, I'm not where I want to be right now.
Yeah. No.
If I was somewhere where I'm like, do you know what? I've achieved what I want, the lifestyle I'd like to achieve, then I'm going to enjoy it.
No, but circumstances have played a part on your situation.
I wouldn't mind doing it in maybe like 20, 30 years' time.
Yeah, when you're near retirement, it's very different to like right now.
When you're 3 years into
I'll be like, what would I do with my time?
When you're 3 years into no sleep and no time.
But I think, you know what, she's right. Children might change mentality.
I'm not disputing that. But I'm just saying.
I see like my sister-in-law and my brother, like they're always tired. They always got to do this and that.
No, my cousins.
I don't sleep a lot, you know.
It's different.
My aura ring tells me I sleep like 4 hours a night.
It's very different when you're still in a peaceful, quiet room. There's no one screaming at you.
Yeah, no, which is fair. I think like maybe ask me in like 4 years' time when I have like 10 kids or something.
Oh.
Maybe popping them out in 4 years, 10 kids. Yeah, you're moving crazy.
Who knows?
The math ain't math.
Fuck's sakes. What were we going to talk about next?
Yeah, what was the next topic? Hold on. Heartbreak.
Heartbreak. Oh
my god.
Oh dear. Go on.
Right, I need to sit back for this one.
Oh, I'm actually feeling hot. Oh my god.
I think it's fair to say it's like one of the hardest things you go through.
Yeah.
Heartbreak. It's like falling in love is like one of the best things ever, but then it also comes with the fact that like that couldn't work, and then it's like the worst thing you ever go through. What do you think?
I agree. You go on such a high, don't you?
Yeah.
Like life couldn't be better. Everything is perfect. The sky is always blue.
You think that's something incorrectly ingrained within us, that we have this expectation that everything's all going to be happy days, and then when it gets taken away from us, or if someone walks away from us,
I mean, like at the beginning,
it comes crashing back down.
No, because at the beginning of a relationship, like it's so exciting. You're
naturally on that high.
You're on that high anyway.
Yeah.
But then, like, then it plateaus, right? Then you're just in your mundane relationship. But then, even then, at the end, like, even if you break up mutually,
yeah,
and like you can have a kind breakup.
Yeah, you can break up. You can have like a good breakup. And it still be like.
But then,
I get why
it will still go bitter.
No, fine. There's an element of sadness and grief that comes with any breakup.
There's a big element of grief, I think.
I think what hurts the most in heartbreak, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's when there's disrespect. Like, because you've almost put a person on a pedestal. Yeah. And then they break your heart in a way you never expected. When they disrespect you.
But this is the thing, expectation.
Yeah.
We live in a
I feel
world
like
where
you
we
should
have...
expect
expect
that
someone.
from somebody you love. Surely.
No, I feel
You
like...
should expect someone to respect you.
No, I feel like what needs to change nowadays is remove the expectation that anything can happen or anything can't happen. And what I mean by that is...
That's a sad way to live.
No, it's a sad way to live
Then where's
to
the
some
attachment?
degree. No, that's it. But like you're in a position where I know first and foremost, because I've spoken to people who have been in 18, 20-year-old marriages, relationships, etc. People have cheated. People have got divorced. And when you deep it from that perspective, you have to ask yourself the question, like, you walked in thinking this person was never going to do this to you. No, they had every right. They're not you.
So what you're saying, you walk into it thinking, you know what, they might.
So I walk into
They might
dates.
cheat on me. That might happen. Like,
No, but it's true though, right? I'll be honest with you.
I'm all right with that.
No, like all jokes aside, like when you've been hurt, the honest thing is that like I allowed myself to get hurt because I put so much trust into this.
Sad.
It is sad.
Do you know what? I agree with you. You do feel that initially, like.
But then you build the trust, and then you build this relationship, and then you build the love.
Of course.
And then we're to Delari's point, when that there's a level of disrespect.
But don't expect like this person can't do you wrong.
Respectfully, I feel like you can break up respectfully.
But like no,
I
you
feel
have
like men are just not.
No, but you can have the expectation.
they're
I've
not
had
very
girls have broken me apart. Oh no, girls can do guys dirty just as easy.
No, I'm not saying do dirty, but I feel like women. Is it fair to say women know how to deal with things better?
I don't know.
I agree with you 100%.
I don't.
Guys bury their feelings,
And I feel like they don't like. If you're going for a breakup or I was going for a breakup, we would like dissect it, talk about it, and like have those conversations with that person. Whereas I think a guy just like shuts it off and acts like it's not happened, and then you feel like that is a level of disrespect because you're like, what? You've just disregarded.
Nothing, yeah.
I meant nothing. Like, does this mean nothing to you? And all of
Isn't
that.
that your perception of it though?
Well, no. Why do you act like you don't care?
but so this guy should know how you're going to feel if they've been with you.
Yeah.
They should understand you.
100%, 100%. But then you lot have the expectation that they were never going to do you dirty to begin with.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is that
because if you love somebody, you wouldn't think they would.
No, but
Otherwise, that relationship is just boring.
It's not
and there's
boring.
No love
It's not
there.
boring. I've been in love and I feel like I can definitely love again. But I feel if I allow the expectation that this person can still, like, there's no reason why she can't do what everyone else has done. That's the honest truth.
So that means that you'll be in a relationship with someone and there is an element of distrust because you're like, she's
No,
gonna
it's
fuck
not
me
distrust.
over.
She can fuck me over.
It's
She could
just
do anything.
No, but that's life though, right?
No, that's not a nice,
that's
not
sad.
a nice
No,
feeling.
but it's truth. It's the truth though.
No,
the truth is
I'm
anything
an
can happen.
Fashioned.
I am very old-fashioned.
When I get into a relationship, I like to think that
I give my all.
Yeah,
Like
same.
if I'm in a relationship with someone, I will give my heart and soul to that person.
I'm not disputing that. I am very much the same, but I'm also very consciously aware, based on
I mean,
people.
it's a better way to be like Pre's way because then you wouldn't fall.
I've poured my.
But then you
Yo, listen. I'll be honest with you. I've poured
that
my.
might be good, you know. Let's take notes.
No, I disagree because then you won't have the magic of like a relationship.
No, I think you still can have that. You just know consciously in your head.
You can't though.
Because you're always like, yeah, but I want to keep my things going. I want to keep this. I'm never going to prioritize.
I'm not saying I'm not going to get lost in the lust.
Shouldn't expect that.
But my through experience.
No, lost in the lust. No, lost in the love.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Like I'm not disputing that you can't. I've not got it wrong. I'm basically saying right now, based on
he's been hurt, so he's like, I don't want to ever feel like that again.
No, it's
you
not
go
that.
into every relationship like that.
I'm saying that there's no reason why someone might say to me in a couple of years' time, Pri, I'm just not feeling that way anymore. Because that
so you're
can
gonna
happen.
then be prepared for that.
I'm not preparing myself.
You're never
for it.
you're never ever gonna fully let. Yeah.
No, I am gonna attach
never
myself,
ever
but I
gonna-
know
no,
how.
you
I
won't.
know.
No, you're not.
I'm
You're
not
not
running in.
yourself.
No, I'm not running in with
You're
the
not letting your
expectation
guard
that
down.
I have let my guard down.
But that probably is a good way to be, just because like.
No, it's not. That's not.
I'm
then
very
you don't
vulnerable.
fall as hard because when you're actually going through that breakup, it's like the worst.
It's not about falling hard either. It's more of a case of I can get attached. I can be so very much into it. But I know first and foremost, purely based on the line of work I do, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so if anything, she could fall out of love with me. She could create a better relationship with someone
what
else.
What you're saying is you will fully attach yourself to this person, but you can detach yourself from the situation.
Exactly. I'm not going to allow what's happened to me in the past to play a role moving forward.
Okay, fair.
And it's sad because
detachment's like, it's really hard to master, and I don't think I've mastered it. But if you can, I think it's a really powerful place to be.
I feel like that is like a really big issue for me, considering everything I've been through.
Of course.
Like, the fact that Shyam disappeared in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Like breakups are like PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally.
PTSD, like panic attacks, everything all over again.
But I feel like anybody you're with should know that and be aware of that. And then if you're going through a breakup, like, I feel like at that point, this is where I think men are stupid. Like, at that point, I think they should then know, like, she's got PTSD when it comes to, like, breaking up. Like, how could I deal with that situation better? Or how could I make that situation easier for her in that point of a breakup? And I feel like that's the bit that annoys me with men, is that, like, they close themselves off and they go into themselves and it's all about how they feel. But, like, ultimately, like, if I was dating somebody and they'd lost, like, their wife, I think I'd be way more mindful about some of the things I say, or if I was going to break up with them, how that would happen and how I would...
You still might get it wrong though, Rav.
Yeah, you might get it wrong, but I still feel like...
So what if this guy's actually thought about it and knows what it's going to do to you?
To his mind, like, he's done
done everything the right way.
That's what I mean, they're thick.
Nah, I think that's... Because have you ever broken up with a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you think he's felt on the back end of it? Despite the fact how you've gone through it, you might have been polite. You might have tried and done it on a day where it's sunshine, whatever.
Like, but I think
on a
even
day where it's good. Yeah.
No, but even then, I think there is like a way to do things and a way to deliver them. And I feel like
there's never a right way. What she's doing right now with Ram, bringing him up, might be perceived as the right way. But in 10 years' time, he could come back and say, "Mum, I wish you never did that." No one knows what the right way is.
No, I disagree. I feel like there is like this.
Nah, because I try and talk to
delivery. There's tact, and there's like way to handle things.
There might be the right way in your mind.
I don't think it's on purpose. I don't think it's spiteful. I think sometimes people can get lost in their own feelings and their own thoughts, and they're just focusing on protecting their feelings and protecting their own heart, that they're not thinking about another person. But like,
I think that's the problem. Like that
is a problem.
At that point of the breakup, you're only thinking about yourself.
But shouldn't you always think of yourself?
I think about the other person
to an extent.
Isn't that a problem? Where then you're then saying that they're more important, so I need to break up with you this way, and I can't get myself out. I'm going to stay with you for an extra 3 months and get myself out of it slowly.
In a situation where someone broke up with me, and I was consoling them because they were so sad about breaking up with me. And I was like that.
That'll give me the ick.
I was literally there helping them. Speak to me.
Sorry.
That'll give me the ick. I'm sorry. Can we stop? I'm joking.
Like, I'm kind. I feel like I'm literally like, do you know what? I'll help. If
they broke up with you and you were consoling them.
If someone is struggling, I'm literally there and I'll be like, do you know what? I'll put my feelings aside and I'm going to help you. But that is why it goes back to my point where I'm like, I want someone who can put their feelings aside and fucking help me when I need to be helped.
I hear that.
Like, I'm going to do it for you. You damn well going to do it for me.
Does make a bit of sense.
And I feel like men aren't always necessarily like, because they don't know how to deliver things.
Why are you saying men though? Because it's not all men.
No, maybe it's not all men, but like, I feel like because they don't deliver things necessarily in the right way or actually tell you what the reason is or whatever, then it kind of leaves it up to like you to interpret that how you would want to interpret it. And then there's like this whole deep hole of like you questioning everything about yourself and your like self-worth and all of that because it's not been delivered the right way. Whereas like I feel like if people were like, if I was breaking up with somebody, I would give them the honest reasons as to why I'm breaking up with them. But men actually, and I've got a lot of guy mates, yeah, guys. Like I have a lot of guy mates, and I see them like breaking up with people before and whatever.
They lie,
and they lie because they think that is going to be the right thing to do for that person. So they
give some dumb reason, to make the whole breakup.
But like women are not stupid. Like they know, innit? Like deep down, you know. So then you're like, you're clearly lying. So what is it then? Is there somebody else? Is it this? And then there's this whole deep hole where you actually question like who you are and like your self-worth. And I think that's the problem. Like your value shouldn't decrease based on like somebody's inability to see your worth, but ultimately it does.
Have you not you've contradicted yourself though, because it's like, again, I don't agree with the lying, but let's say someone breaks it down to you, the reason why they don't want to be with you is for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. The case was they didn't find you attractive. They didn't find you ambitious, whatever. If they know whatever things that you've been going through in the past, they know a bit more of your personality. If they told you that straight up, it's going to hurt a lot more. But then
I feel like you could move on and get over it.
You would move on quicker. From it. You would take it and
you would take it on. And that's exactly my point. You're a prime example. That's exactly
I don't do that, by the way. I'm just saying. That's
exactly
not me.
what I'm saying.
That's not me.
And that's exactly what all men
girls.
do. That is
I don't break up with girls.
See?
Break my heart.
That is my point proven. We can move on.
Wait, when you say you don't break up with girls?
I don't. I've broken up with one girl when I was maybe like 14. Every other girl's broken up with me.
But did you want to break up with them? Or did it come as a surprise?
It came as a surprise when they did break up, respectfully, but life is life.
Okay, fine. So you weren't just like waiting for them to break up?
Oh, no, never that.
Some people do that too.
No.
They don't want to do it, so they wait it out.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm in. Like, I'm not here just to play games.
But I think that is the problem. Like men, like if there's any men,
I don't know. I feel like girls have done that as well.
Be on it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I haven't dated girls, so I don't know.
Yeah, guys
right?
and girls.
I don't know. I've not dated girls, but all I know is like my friends, if they're breaking up with somebody, they'll tell that person why. Like it's not going to be like this, that, the other. Like you know.
But this is another thing where
I feel like a breakup deserves closing statements.
It does.
Yeah. You'd be like, this is like, thank you for this, thank you for that. This is what I feel like. Maybe you could work on. Like, if it's a respectful
God,
breakup,
that'd be so good if they give you like, this is what I think you could work on.
Yeah, I literally, if it's a respectful breakup, that's what I'd be doing. Like,
I don't know. I hear what you lot are saying. I think honesty is always the best policy. I'm all for it. And
yeah,
I'm not,
I think that is it.
And I feel what the guys have done, yes, don't agree with it, but I feel like sometimes it's if people just don't communicate things correctly enough, or they've not built enough of a trustworthy place where they can be completely
is it
authentic
a man's
with you.
fault? Like, do you think this is like probably opening another can of worms though? But like maybe men don't know how to like deliver things as well, because like growing up, like women are always told like, how do you feel? Talk about it, blah blah blah. And then guys aren't like that. So like when it comes to these like situations, they almost don't know how to cope with it.
I agree to an extent, but it depends. Like, are you opening up the platform to make them feel comfortable? Are you making someone comfortable to say like how they're feeling? Like, I'm the type of person in a relationship that will be like, right, tell me how you're feeling, and I will work up to it. If I can see someone's closed off, I'll literally keep at it. Be like, it's cool to talk to me.
Yeah.
Tell me how you're feeling. I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Or have you tried this? And if that person's like, I actually don't want to resolve it, I just want to talk about it, I'm like, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
I feel like if you expect something like that from a person, you need to have opened the platform and let them
I'm
talk.
trying to say though. Open that platform well in advance. So as long as you've got that foundation built from the beginning. I agree
with that. That's what I do from day dot.
I do that and like, don't get me wrong. Like I feel like girls who have broken up with me have spoken a lot of shit. No offense, but like they have said a lot of shit because it's like none of this adding up. But right, okay, cool. I made the mistake in having the expectation this was going to be happily ever after. I believed you when you said X, Y, and Z. Calm, cool, okay, cool. I'll just run it. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving. Let's be honest. You possibly fell out of love with me a lot earlier. You possibly dislike a lot of things about me. You dislike my family, but you just don't want to say it. That's fine.
But it's not fine. Say it.
But it's fine because if I know it for myself that could be the possible reason, I don't need to hear it from you. It's just a bunch of bullshit.
I'd rather hear it.
I'd rather hear it.
I don't know. I think it's easier said than done because, again, it's not an easy conversation to have with someone if you want to end things.
Yeah, but like that's the whole point. Like, just don't be about it and just.
I don't know. It's difficult, and I suppose it all comes down to the trust and it all comes down to the trust and everything you've built initially within the relationship to warrant that.
I think it's like
I feel like you have to lay the foundations, and I'm a firm believer in that. And I practice what I preach. Like, I will lay the foundations, and I will do my utmost to make someone feel comfortable to speak to me. But I say it time and time again. In the same respect, I need someone to reciprocate that to me.
Yeah.
If I'm having a bad day, you can't be having a bad day at the same time afterwards just because I'm having a bad day.
No, but they might be having a bad day on the back end of, like, as from a guy's perspective, all we want to do is just try and do everything we can to make you happy.
But and if we can't be sad if I'm sad.
No, but what if they but
just because you want to make me happy, if I'm not happy, that can't make you sad because you didn't achieve the happiness level that you wanted me to achieve. How does that achieve anything anyway? No,
but like, say if someone's buzzing and you're upset, like, and they can't uplift your mood because you're upset, what'd you do then?
Yeah, okay, if you've been trying and they're not giving you anything back, that's
what'd you do? Just bye, sorry, I'm going to carry on enjoying my day. It doesn't work like that.
No, if you genuinely care about the person and they're upset for a real reason.
But you can genuinely care, but sometimes you need to give people space. Because what you need right now isn't me just trying to lift you up. What you might require is someone just to say, it's okay. and I'm the wrong person for it because my energy's up here and you're down here. And it's just not going to work. You're not going to like what I bring to the table.
Yeah, but I think that's selfish. Because
It's not selfish.
If I'm with someone who's really down and I'm really up, I would fuck my day off and whatever it is and be like, right, I'll sit with you in silence if I need to.
I get that. And
But like, I'm not going to leave you when you're down.
No, but like sometimes I've learned this the hard way that you generally can't be there for everyone. I know that for a fact.
You can't be there for everyone, but you can be there for the person you love.
I'll be there for my person.
But that again, communication plays a big part in it. Like for instance, I might not tell my partner exactly what I'm going through because I have other outlets where that conversation is going to land and allow me to be a bit more me versus saying this in front of her.
That's not the relationship I want.
No, but that's not a bad thing. Like I might not tell my partner everything, but I might talk to my therapist about it.
That is literally not the relationship.
If it feels comfortable saying it in an environment where it's going to make you feel less judgmental. I'm happy
for my partner to see a therapist and do that, but I want you to be able to speak to me.
Yeah, same.
You got to make sure that environment's available. If that environment's not available,
I feel like it is when I'm dating somebody.
Yeah, I feel like it is for me as well.
It will take me time to actually like somebody and be invested, but when I'm invested, I'm like.
No, I'm not saying again.
I will be. That your person. Like you can come to me with anything. I'll be your ride or die.
No, the last few girls I've dated have offered that space, but respectfully, like if I know I'm going through something where you might just not literally understand it because the last person I've been speaking to, i.e. like say my next door neighbor, has known me since like the age of 1. She's seen what I'm like. You're not going to understand how to deal with this when I'm possibly lost my head around something completely. It's going to come as a shock to you. So for me to get this out of my system and be in a better headspace to then come back to this and then be able to speak to you about it might require me going down this avenue.
That's fine because you come back and speak to them.
Exactly, but I'm trying to. That's what I was trying to say. Like you might not be the first point of contact
initially. Yeah,
I would like to be.
I might not be. No, I agree with you. I might not be the first point of contact initially.
Yeah.
Because you might need to figure it out.
Yeah.
But at what point do I then learn how to do what your neighbour does?
No, but it comes with time.
Because I would
though.
Like to.
Of course, it comes with time though. It comes with that person feeling
then
comfortable.
You need to open the door at some point.
No, of course. But again, it comes with you opening that space first for them to be like, oh shit, I can tell you about that.
Yeah. So if you're talking to your neighbour and then coming and calming down and then telling your partner about it, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Because they're still knowing what's going on. You've not got this whole life of complications that you deal with.
And you don't even know, and your partner doesn't even know about.
And then go back.
Nah,
that doesn't fly with me. I want to know your good days, I want to know your bad days.
Cool.
And we go through it together.
But sometimes those bad days might not be something you can share with someone because you might be very well aware what they're going through as well. So let's say, for instance, hypothetically, I'm dating you and it's coming towards, I've had something going on at work, financially, something's a real struggle, but I know it's coming across towards the anniversary of Sham. I know it's not a really safe space for me right now. Wrong words. It might not be the best time for me to tell you this is going on because I know what you're going to be going through. So respectfully, it might be something I then bring in later down the line.
But that's fine.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say to you though, right? Like
you're going through it alone initially.
Not alone. I might have to go to my therapist about it.
Yeah, but that's fine because then you bring it back.
Yeah, but I might not bring it back to you there and then in the moment.
I think that's fine.
I think that's fine. In that situation, if that had happened, I would genuinely be okay with it. But I would then turn to you and I would literally say, I appreciate that you put my emotions first.
Yeah.
But if this happens again, honestly, I would rather know.
Okay.
And I might say to you, I know you're going through something today, but today's not the day. I don't want to talk about it today.
That's fine.
But I know that you're going through something and you know that I'm going through something. And I would appreciate what you did for me, but I would literally say to you, you don't have to do that.
I know that. And that's the thing. You just said it right there. You don't have to. So that gives someone on the other receiving end confidence that I can. I know I'm not going to come across as a burden if I tell you, babe, this is going on. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Because I know you're not going to see it as fuck off, leave me alone. You're going to see it as that's okay. I'm going through this as well. I know.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it? Should we just sit together? And it's a different conversation. But you need to be able to, again, have that door open for that person to be able to enter and have that.
That's such a good question as well. Like it should always be asked when someone comes to you with something, like in a relationship especially, do you want to talk about it or do you want to chill and watch something on TV?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's such an important question, especially initially in a relationship because you don't know how people deal with their
and whilst you're navigating your way through how they deal with things and how they interpret information.
You don't want to become overbearing. You just want them to be comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good way.
But I also, like if someone wants to sit there in silence or whatever, I also want to be present because I also want you to know that eventually I can be your first point of contact.
Of course. But like again, it works to two and two together, because like sometimes that conversation, if you know that person generally might not be able to understand it or might not be able to get it, it sometimes isn't the right person to speak to.
But this is where it comes to, like, I would not want to be with someone who can't deal with their emotions that well.
Not necessarily emotions, but like certain conversations might not be something you want to have with your other half, because it's just a conversation that...
But if you're able to communicate to me well enough for me to say, do you know what, that's fine.
Exactly.
Then that's okay.
That's the difference.
If you're unable to communicate that to me,
yes,
to me, that's going to be like red flag. Sorry, it's not going to work, because
there's a timing element with it.
A year down the line, it's going to be thrown in our faces.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to blow up.
Anyway.
It's interesting. Men and women think so differently.
This is why we got to read the book, Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus.
Yeah, I actually need to read that book.
It changes the game and everything. Yeah, twice.
I need to read it.
And I read the one after it.
My little bookworm.
Come on, let's go. All right, girls, we've probably overstayed our welcome.
Yeah.
And this is your lot's fault for taking so long to come on here, but I think this was fucking sick.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I feel like maybe it was a bit too juicy.
Thank you lot for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
Don't take too long to come back on again, because it was fun. And if you lot decide to do your own thing one day, don't forget to bring us through.
I'm happy we got the time. We don't even see each other.
We haven't got time, man.
Thank you lot for listening to another episode of the Unfiltered Podcast. If you've liked what you listened today, drop us a like. If you've got any comments in regards to what we spoke about, if there's something you disagreed with, or there's stuff that you did agree with, drop us a comment. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed yet, give us a subscribe. Whether you listen to this on Spotify, Apple, or if you're watching this on YouTube, every subscribe goes a long way. And look, why wouldn't you subscribe? If you like the unfiltered nature of the podcast, surely you want to be in tune to whenever the next episode is coming out, right? Anywho, I'll catch you on the next episode of the Unfiltered Podcast. It's been your boy Pri, and I'm signing out. Peace.